Okay, great morning. This morning I was watching a thing on YouTube, and so I wanted to do a layout and see if it followed the story, what was happening. And it was very interesting what came out. So it was about this woman that took a DNA test. Her family was Irish, Scots-Irish, her mom and her dad, and she took the test and, was confident of what was going to come back. But what came back was that she found out that she was part Jewish. She goes, that can't be. My family are all Irish. So again, she did the swab. Her sister did the swab. They sent it in and it came back the same thing. So she's going, well, what is going on? So the thing that I had here was she wanted to, pursue the truth of things through this testing. And the challenge was she was overwhelmed by what came in. Consciously, when she took the test, she knew what was going to come back, okay? But subconsciously, this was, a real challenge. Was really going to change things for her. In the past, we see that went from one place to another, the journey, and the quick thing was going to be a strength. She was going to gain some strength in the end from this. Now, what she thought she is, who she sees herself as, was a middle class Irish. And what surrounded this was a rapid changing thing. And then we saw there was some domination, something that took place, a domination. And in the end, it caused her, the outcome was to reevaluate everything. Okay. So when it comes to the first four, her wanting to know and thinking she knows, then she decided she's going to really dig deep to search for the truth. She needed to take some downtime. And when it came to finding out what happened, the dominating and the moving and things, it shed light on this situation, and I'll get to that in a second, what happened. And then, so she decided she was going to go on this journey and go through all of these, what do you call it? She went through the genealogy and everything to find out. Well, she's going through all this genealogy and nothing's making sense. And she kept looking, and this took a few years. Finally, one day there was, and she tried to find out that, they wouldn't have cheated. My mother would, they wouldn't have cheated. I don't know, couldn't figure out what was going on. So what happened was eventually somebody came on that was a close relative that found out they were Irish, and they go, what the hey, I thought I'm Jewish. So we've got an Irish one that thinks they're Jewish. We have a Jewish one that thinks they're Irish. What they found out had happened with this whole thing. And in the end, I did the rest of the cards, and it came out that she got the wisdom from it. It was a renewal for her. She was able to go forward in her life, and so everything worked out. What happened, they found out that when the fathers were born, they were changed in the hospital. So the Irish family went home with a Jewish baby and raised him as Irish. And the Jewish family took an Irish baby home and raised him, as Jewish. So in the end, they found out what had happened, that they were switched at birth. And, in one way, because they were going, he doesn't look like any of his other relatives. My dad is short and, he's Jewish in the end. And they thought he was, they said, he was an orphan, and that they said that he was just malnourished, and that's why he didn't grow. He wasn't as tall, but it wasn't that. He was from a totally different lineage. So anyway, they kind of pondered this, and she says she's glad that her dad was already dead when they found out, because he would have lost his whole identity, at that point. And that she saw that, if he would have been taken with the right parents, they may never have been born, okay? So it was really an interesting thing, but the point is, the reading came out very close to what was going on. It was very interesting to see the way that the cards were relating to this story, what had taken place. But that could be a mind bender. You think you are of a specific lineage, and it comes back something totally, that you had no idea about, and you're, really shocked with. Now, in my case, when I did the thing, it came out I'm totally white bread, nothing exciting. All my lineage comes from Germany, France, Scottish, English, French, German, all in that area. Okay, nothing exciting in that. Yeah. So what to do, Baba? Although I do have relatives, my mother's name is Paxton, and there are a number of all the Paxtons. I did have a lineage book from Paxton. It's that big. I kid you not. The book is that big, and they say all the Paxtons go back to a singular person by the Scots-Irish border. And that all of the Paxtons were all related in some manner. And then on the, not Cherokee, on the, crap. Anyway, there are a number of Paxtons on the Native American scrolls. And why can I not think of it now? It's not Cherokee. Next door to Cherokee. Choctaw. There are a number of Paxtons on the Choctaw rolls. So I have some relatives there, which I would love to meet them at some time. That would be fabulous. I would love to meet them, but they intermarried into the Choctaw tribe. Yeah, so just, interesting stuff. I don't look into it too much, but it's growing. But, I don't have any, haven't found any really close relatives yet. I think there was one Paxton that came on there in the, 23andMe site thing that I did. But anyway, overall, it was just interesting to see again the way that the cards followed and made sense of what was going on with her journey, trying to find her relatives and what had happened, But I guess at that time the fathers were born in 1913. And at that point, they didn't really have ways to distinguish the babies, and they're put in the same bed sometimes. And so, in this case, what happened was the babies got mixed and sent home with the wrong parents. Or maybe in this case, it was the right parents for how things turned out. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here. Love and light. It's always interesting if you're learning cards. Sometimes what I've done is I'll be watching something on TV, and it has to be something like a documentary or something like that that's fact-based. And you can lay out the cards and see how closely it follows things, and it can help you to interpret cards, to read them for different situations, okay? So I wanted to put that out there. Anyway, love and light to everyone, and we'll see you online.